I don't know. I don't know that I've ever asked that question before in my life. You folks are just lucky today. JJ, you want this one again? Do you want to help out Jennifer? Huh? Incorrect in this case. Ryan, do you know? Since you were kind of laughing at JJ's misfortune.
Well, that's what I was going to go with.
That's why he was laughing. Joe?
Total Mizzou and total manufacturing overhead, right?
Yeah, it's total manufacturing overhead. It's not total product cost. It's just one category of product cost. Total manufacturing overhead. And it's right here. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Total manufacturing overhead. Let's do the zoo. Has anybody got just all the numbers calculated? Mike, do you have the numbers all calculated for the zoo? Oh, Katie, what were you raising your hand for?
I have them.
Awesome. What are they?
$7,670.
Okay.
$55,880.
Okay. 21,600
Yes.
dollars.
Yes.
Okay.
And then if you want that total,
Sure, if you got it.
85,150.
And how much in 50?
100.
150. Thank you. Mr. McKee, do you concur?
Yes.
So what movie is that from? Do you concur? Anybody know? Catch Me If You Can, yeah. When he was pretending to be a doctor. Do you concur? Yes, and then he goes and throws up. And I think I would have too. Questions, comments, concerns, random thoughts so far? Now what do we need to do? What's next? What's next? Have we answered? We've done A, have we not? We've done A. We've calculated the total amount of manufacturing overhead costs that would be applied to each product using the activity-based costing method. We've done A. We need to do B. How do we do B, Ryan? Maybe you can do this one a little better. You're a little lost. Well, what did we calculate? What's the label we added off to the left there?
What are we talking about right now?
The costs off to the right. What was the label? What number did, what did we calculate? What's the label that Joe helped me with?
Oh, total, I can't read that. Manufacturing overhead.
There's seats in the front. These are nice people up here. If you can't see better. Total manufacturing overhead is what that says, okay? And then question number 2 asks us to calculate per unit manufacturing overhead, does it not?
Yes, it does.
And so is this a little helpful? Is this discussion a little helpful in terms of trying to orient you towards answering, helping me answer question 2? So how do we calculate, if we've got total manufacturing overhead costs, how do we go about calculating manufacturing overhead costs per unit?
In the first table? Are we using the first table?
No, we are not. We've got to calculate a number.
I did not know.
You do not know?
No.
Jackie has the really important words underlined on her handy handouts page. Matt, do you know? Michael? Matt Michael? Instead of the other Matt, you got kind of excited. It's always fun when I can call one name and have 2 people get excited at the same time. One class, it was in here last semester, I think I had 4. I had 4 people with the same first name. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was. Mr. Michael, do you know? How do we calculate cost per unit?
Didn't we already do?
We've calculated total manufacturing overhead costs. In total, so for all MISs use $45,740,000 in manufacturing overhead. In total, for all the MISs made.
Okay, so you need to divide that by something?
Yes, we do. We need to divide that by something. And if we're going to calculate the cost per unit, what is that something? Number of units. Okay? So can we find, is this getting better, Ryan?
Is that 400?
Yes.
Is it? Yes! Yeah, you know, kind of, whoa, 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 whoa. What movie was that from? Pretty Woman, yeah. What is so funny about that? I'm not supposed to, it's okay for me to kind of imitate male actors, but not female actors. I think that's the lesson for today. Whew. Questions, comments, concerns, random thoughts? Discussions in the back row? Yes, ma'am?
Okay, this is probably gonna be a silly question. Why are we using estimated?
Because that's all we've got.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yes, because that's all we've got. So, for the Ms., there were 400 of them made. How many zoos were made? Davis? 1,200 units. Very good. And so now we just need math, huh? Again. Math. 114.35. Mr. Montgomery, you have the other one?
Yeah, it's $70.96.
Is that rounding? Including the rounding properly? Okay. JJ, what's that label? I don't know, for whatever reason, you're just on track as the label guy. And then we'll go from you to Ryan.
I suppose it's manufacturing overhead cost per unit.
Precisely correct. That is manufacturing overhead cost per unit. Precisely correct. Okay. Outstanding. So Scott, how are we going to use this information? Because that's B. So now we're moving on to C. And I did too much erasing. Didn't I? Compute the per unit cost. So what do I got to do? Oh, Scott, what are the three categories of product cost? Very good, thank you. Good correction, because I was going to ask you to do it in the proper order if you hadn't done it yourself. So that was, I mean, kind of in Siskel and Ebert style, 2 thumbs up. So those are the costs we need for both the Ms. and the zoo. Can you give me any of them?
The overhead cost?
Any of them. You get to choose.
Any cost?
Any product cost for the Ms. or the zoo.
Direct materials is 1070.
Direct materials is for the Ms. or the zoo. See, this is where I got a little I was a little bit of an overachiever with regard to erasing, wasn't I? Because this number was already on the board once. Ashton, this is such an easy question. Another number, please.
Oh, 1670,
Under which?
direct materials.
There we go. I need some labels. Then I know where to put it. 1670, direct materials, zoo. Oh, wow. Joe.
$11.20 for direct labor on this.
Okay. Outstanding. Megan?
$19.20 for direct labor on Zoom.
Okay. Now, is this going to be hard, Katie, or easy? Manufacturing overhead.
For Ms. is 53.7.
Where did you get that?
For,
Is that what we did last problem?
yeah,
So now we've calculated a new number. So this one's going to be different.
oh, for the new one.
Yes.
Sorry, it's 114.35.
Perfect. 114.35.